Stress is a workplace problem that isn't disappearing. Why is that, and what's causing it? Is it the inability to find more good workers to help with the workload? Is it giving more work to high performers than they can manage and not being aware that they're overwhelmed and overworked? Or is it having the wrong support in place that is generic and ineffective? I find that it's all above. How about you? All these things create more stress in the workplace. More stress in the workplace creates burnout, stress leave, and what you really don't want, employee turnover. According to WebMD, 75 to 90% of all doctor's office visits are for stress-related ailments and complaints. That's an insane number. Think about that for a minute. It's insane and it's completely preventable. That means that getting control over stress in the workplace is now a #1 priority. Hi, I'm Lisa Gornall. As a spiritual medium and energy strategist, I've been helping high performers address their success wound, which is why they overwork, and helping them create sustainable success and work-life balance for over 2 decades. But this isn't just work for the high performers to do single-handedly. There is work to be done with the team and leaders as well. It's a company problem. So, how is stress regularly created in your workplace? These are the things you want to stop doing immediately in the workplace. They create stress, which leads to all the issues you want to prevent. So the first one is stop having impossible workloads and deadlines. I'm not sure how this became normal, but it is. If you keep assigning deadlines and tasks and they're not getting completed by your high performers, this is your sign that their workload is out of balance, even if they haven't told you yet, because they don't like to tell you. This will create a tremendous amount of stress for them. And note that if high performers start setting boundaries around what you're giving them to do, you're in the danger zone as an employer. The second issue is being short-staffed. I hear a lot of companies are still short-staffed. And I know it takes time to hire your key players, but what are you doing and how are you treating your staff in the meantime that's trying to keep up with all this extra work? How long can they continue to work like this? How are you supporting them so they can still be with you when you hire the new key players that you're looking for? And most importantly, in the meantime, where does that money go that isn't being paid to the staff that you don't currently have? Here's a big tip for you. Give your staff that is picking up the slack extra PTO time, a raise, a promotion, a team retreat, or the support that they need in the organization to continue to thrive. There's a lot of things that can be done. Just make sure that you're doing something before you have a bigger problem on your hands, like the resignation letter. The third area to focus on and be aware of is giving more work to high performers than other employers. Does this happen on your team? Probably. An excessive workload is the #1 cause of burnout. Who gets more work? You know this. The high performers, of course. Why? Because that you know that they will somehow get it done at some point. But do you know at what cost to them and how this impacts the team? This is a huge stress factor. So think before you give your top performers more to do. Who else can do this? Only give your high performers what they need to do. And then the fourth area affecting workplaces and causing more stress is unresolved conflicts. Ignoring any work conflict leads to worse team performance. As a high performer who has worked for some big name corporations, you want to stay on top of resentment among the team for those that collect their paycheck while doing the bare minimum. Are those on your team? I'm sure they are. While low performers eventually are terminated, think about the issues that they're causing on the team. More importantly, your high performers while they're there. High performers are an asset because they get more done than any other workers. But of course, this causes bitterness and irritation between the team members that are performing and the ones who aren't. I like to call these the high performance mooches. Who are they in your organization? How is their workload and compensation compared to your high performers? It better not be the same. That'll cause problems. Stress in the workplace does not increase productivity, morale, or employee retention. You don't want your employees to be stressed. Yet most companies have employees feeling stressed for months, if not longer. Stress isn't simply reduced in the workplace by introducing yoga, meditation, or breath work without addressing the core problems above. Your employees are going to roll their eyes and be more irritated. They don't have time. This is your biggest problem and their biggest stressor. To reduce stress in your workplace, you want to decrease the stress that you give to your employees and then give them customized and personalized tools to decrease the stress they physically take on. I can help you with this. Stop ignoring the stress in your workplace because it does end up costing you your top performers who are more difficult to replace. If you like this video, let me know by liking it, and I invite you to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know every time I have a new video released. For next videos to watch, I recommend Overwhelmed, 5-minute meditation to feel supported, and how to stop and reduce your work stress. Now that you know what the top 4 stresses are in the workplace, I hope you're ready to take action to make them disappear. Feel free to share this video with your team, and if you're ready for support, book a call with me in my link below to see how I can support you with the Successful High Performer program.